These are the Cristeros. This happened during the 20s when the government of Mexico outlawed Catholicism under penalty of death. And I just want to go through some pictures because everybody should know about this, especially if you're Christian, especially if you're Roman Catholic, and doubly, especially if you are um, Mexican or from Mexican descent, as well as being baptized. More Cristeros. And yes, the army did execute um, archbishops and priests who prayed for them and forgave them as they were being executed. Um, because the government thought they knew best, just like the communists and the fascists prior to them. They figured they'd wipe out everything that was Latino, Hispanic, and anything in the way of the culture, and they wanted to make it. They wanted to make Mexico 100% like the United States, or at least Calles did, as well as Benito Juarez. More Cristeros. And I think we should honor these men and women and not forget their faces. Brave men, yet never talked about in the history books, and in Mexico it's outlaw for them to teach this in public schools. Here's a pretty ugly picture of what Calles did to regular Mexicans. Now keep in mind, at this point in history, 99% of the Mexican population was Roman Catholic. They were executed as well, those children. Here are the officially recognized martyrs. Now, nuns and priests joined up and actually picked up weapons to fight against this horrible thing. Viva Cristore. That means long live Christ the King. This famous picture where the man stretched out his arms so that he resembled Christ on the cross. And I don't know if you can tell by what's going on here, but the telegraph, or what you recognize as telephone poles, along this railroad track they used them as gallows so that men were hanged from them and the bodies were left there to rot. Again, it's a death sentence just to even be suspected of being a Catholic. And the only thing that stood from that church that was burned down was the doors. And whole generations sided because it was a fight to the death for their culture. The army sure did love torturing men. Yep, another famous picture. Santa Maria de Guadalupe. This was actually a pretty good movie. If you get the chance, watch it. It's called For Greater Glory. Again, another firing squad. see this better, where it's the railroad tracks are just used as gallows. Whole town's emptied because of Calle's cruel, sadistic thing. Cruel, sadistic persecution. Here's some of the Cristero camps. Los Cristeros. Here's one of their actual banners. Here's one of their actual flags. Viva Cristo Rey y Santa Maria Guadalupe. So that's it. I encourage you to learn about the Cristeros. It's not taught in Mexico, and it's certainly not taught here. Peace to you.